and then go to the next exercise, and so on, until we complete all of the exercises, and that will be one round. And you can start by aiming for doing 3 rounds of this, and you can always work up to adding a couple more if you like. You can also increase the difficulty or intensity of the workout by increasing the weight you're lifting if you want to swap it out from a higher rep, lower weight workout to a bit of a higher weight, lower rep workout. So we're going to be doing a step up to overhead press to begin with, using dumbbells, and then we're going to do what's called a T-bend or a single leg RDL. We'll walk through each of the exercises as we go. Then we're going to do mountain climbers, reverse lunge to lateral raise, a bowler squat, a dumbbell bicep curl, and then mental fitness exercises. So that's the workout we're going to be going through, and then just to give you an idea for equipment. In terms of dumbbell weights. So I'm primarily probably going to be using the 10-pound dumbbells for my shoulder and arm exercises. I will also alternate to 15-pound dumbbells, and then I have 20-pound dumbbells for some of the leg exercises and a 25-pound dumbbell for the bowler squat. So I'll go over each of the exercises as we go along, but wanted to walk through that to start so you have a chance to get any equipment that you need to get going, and we'll get started.
Let's get started. We will begin with a quick warm-up, starting with step-ups.
Next, we'll go into leg swings, and you're going to do about 10 to 12 on each leg. Just kind of swinging your leg a little bit above the ground, letting it swing naturally forward and backward to just help loosen up the hip joints and get some blood flowing into the lower body. All right, and once you're done with the leg swings, we're going to move into trunk twists, just twisting from right to left. Again, just keeping your body loose and allowing your body to twist from right to left in a natural, fluid motion. And our last part of our warm-up, we will do some arm circles. So circling your arms forward for about 10 to 12 reps, and then circling your arms backward for about 10 to 12 reps. Okay, let's get ready to move into our first exercise of our full body circuit, which is step up to dumbbell overhead press. So I'm going to be grabbing my 10-pound dumbbells. If whatever your lightest set of weights that you're using is, that's what you want to grab first. So you're going to grab your dumbbells and you want to hold your dumbbells with your arms at about a 90-degree angle. So your elbows at a 90-degree angle in front of you. Or you can have your arms slightly turned out into more of a functional grip if that's more comfortable. You want to find the position of your shoulders and your arms that feels the most comfortable and natural for doing the exercise, as opposed to kind of forcing yourself into a certain position of your arms. And then you're just going to press up with the dumbbell as you step up onto your step. And then as with each rep, as you step up, you're going to press up with the dumbbell and then lower the dumbbell down as you step down off the step. Just make sure that you maintain control of the movement of the dumbbell on both the press up as well as when you're lowering the weight back down. Okay, and then just make sure you write down whatever weight you used and how many reps you did after you complete the set. Next up is a single leg RDL. So you're going to want to go up to your next heaviest weight if you have 3 options that you're using, 3 to 4 options. Do you want to go a little bit heavier than what you did for the first exercise on this exercise? And you have the modified option if you need to take that first, which is to just bend one knee so that the other leg is completely straight. And you're going to be lowering down with your back flat. And so you want to think about keeping your chest elevated, your core tight, and hinging forward at your hip as you lower down into the RDL. And then squeezing your glutes to lift yourself back up to standing in a controlled motion. Again, keeping your core tight and your back straight. If you want to take it to the next level, you can do a single leg RDL on one leg, where you're going to be allowing the opposite leg to float up behind you as you lower down into that deadlift movement. It helps to keep your eyes focused on a fixed point on the floor in front of you, not too far in front of you, maybe about 5 feet ahead of you, so that you keep your neck in line with your back as you are performing the exercise. Okay, so you want to aim for about 10 to 12 reps on each leg. So once you complete that, those reps on the first leg, you just want to switch to doing the opposite leg that you did for your first set of the single leg RDL. Again, you can take the modification, which is to have one leg bent, the leg that you're not working, and then working the opposite leg, keeping that leg straight. And then to take it up a level, you're just going to use the balancing approach, where you're raising that other leg behind you, allowing it to float up as you move forward. Again, once you complete both sides, you want to make sure you write down the weight you used and how many reps you were able to do on each side. Okay, our next exercise is mountain climbers, and you can do this a couple different ways. You can do this elevated on your step like I'm doing here. You can also do this with your palms flat on the ground. That'll just kind of take it up a little bit more to the next level if you want to do it that way as well. And then the other modification is if you aren't quite able to do sort of a running pace with the mountain climbers, you can just simply step each foot forward. So bringing your right foot up and tapping it, and then putting it back, and then bringing your left foot forward, tapping it, stepping back, in more of like a walking motion. If you want to take it to the next level, then you can use more of a running motion like I'm doing here. And you want to aim for about 45 to 60 reps, and then go up from there with each workout as you progress in your fitness journey. Okay, our next exercise is a reverse lunge with a dumbbell lateral raise. So this is a compound movement. So as you're stepping back into a reverse lunge, you're going to raise the dumbbells out to your sides, keeping your elbows slightly bent and focusing on lifting raising your elbow and using your shoulder muscles, the tops of your shoulders, as opposed to swinging the weight up. So you're going to do this in an alternating approach, meaning you're going to step back with one leg into the reverse lunge, lifting up into that dumbbell lateral raise, and then come back to standing, and then step back on the opposite leg, lifting up the dumbbells into that lateral raise, and coming back to standing. We're really more focused here on working our shoulders as opposed to working or burning and fatiguing the legs. So you want to keep that in mind with the weights that you're using. Make sure you're using a weight that you can lift your shoulders, doing a shoulder raise exercise with, so that it's not too heavy, but it's enough of a challenge that you can feel the burn in your shoulder muscles and that you get close to failure by the end of the set. Okay, next up is the bowler squat. As you can see, I'm grabbing my heavier dumbbell here. I'm using just one dumbbell, and you're going to hold it in sort of a goblet position, or kind of imagine as if you were going to hold a bowling ball with both hands and swing the ball from between your legs and then roll it down the lane. So that's kind of what the approach with this squat is. You're going to have your feet about wider than hip width apart, slightly wider than hip width apart. You're going to squat down, kind of imagine like you're sitting down into a chair, keeping your core tight, keeping your back straight, lowering that dumbbell down as far to the ground as you can. If you can touch the ground with the dumbbell, great. And then a slight swing in the hip forward as you come up to standing. So you don't want to arch your back too much. You don't want to like swing back and arch your back. You just want to come back up to a standing position with a slight swing in the hip as you bring that dumbbell forward as you come back up to standing. And you're going to go for about 20 to 25 reps. Alright, next up is our dumbbell bicep curl. So you want to stand with your feet about hip width apart. You can widen it out a little bit more if that helps give you a stronger base as you're doing the move. You want to keep your elbows locked at your waist, at your sides. And then you're going to concentrate on curling the dumbbells up with your biceps muscles and then lowering them down slowly, keeping a controlled motion downward as well. So you want to lift the weights up slowly, curling your biceps, using your bicep muscle to raise the weight up, and then allowing yourself to maintain control in that muscle as you lower the dumbbells back down. You want to go, as you lower it, you don't want to go quite all the way down to where you completely release your flexion. You want to have a little bit of flexion at the bottom of that move before you start your next rep. So again, aiming for about 10 to 15 reps on this exercise, and make sure you write down whatever weight you used and the number of reps you did when you're done. Okay, our last exercise is a bent over double tricep extension. So you're going to hinge at the hips with your feet about hip width apart, keeping your back straight, core tight, and your neck in line with your back. You want to raise your elbows up so that they are parallel to your back, and you want to keep your arms locked in that position where your elbow is up in line with your back and right up where your back, parallel with your back. And then you're going to straighten your arm backwards until your arm is completely straight, both arms at the same time, holding at the top for a second or two, and then lowering it back down, using your tricep muscles to pull that dumbbell backwards and straight so that your arms are in line with the angle of your back. And you're going to repeat this for about 10 to 15 reps. Make sure you write down the weight you used and the number of reps you did at the end. All right, awesome job. You just completed the first round of the full body strength training workout, and we're going to move on to rounds 2 and 3. We're going to take a 1-minute rest here, so make sure you hydrate, get a little bit of water in, towel off if you need to. Just kind of pace around. Don't sit down. Don't stop moving. Just keep kind of pacing around as you are taking your rest. and then we will get ready to get back to it for the second and third rounds. If you're just looking to get the form and the basics of the workout, this is a great place to go ahead and stop if you just want to get an idea of what the exercises are and how to do them, so you can take this workout with you to the gym or something like that. Then you can end here. Otherwise, continue on with me for rounds 2 and 3. Okay, let's begin with the first exercise of our circuit, which is the step up to overhead dumbbell press. So again, you're going to step up with one leg, pressing the dumbbells up overhead and lowering them with control as you step down off of the step. And then you're going to step up with the opposite leg, again, pressing the dumbbells overhead and lowering with control as you step down. Work to keep your core tight and your back straight, and try your best not to shrug your shoulders up. Sometimes we tend to do that when we are doing these types of movements. You want to make sure you keep your shoulders down and relax as you are doing the overhead dumbbell press and bringing those weights back down. All right, remember to write down the weight you used and the reps you did on each exercise. Now we're going to move into the single leg deadlift. Again, if you want to take the modification, the option you have is to keep one leg bent and the other leg that you're working straight, and then you're going to hinge forward at the hip, keeping your back straight, your core tight, and your neck in line with your back as you lower the weights down. And then bringing the weights back up to standing position. And then you're going to switch to the opposite leg. So you're going to aim for about 10 to 15 reps on each side before you complete the set. And again, make sure you write down the weight you use and how many reps you do. Next up is our second set of mountain climbers. So once again, you can either do these on the ground with your palms flat on the ground, or you can do these on the bench or your step that you're using for your step ups if you want to take that modification. And then another modification is if you need to slow it down, you can just move it into a walking, tapping type of a motion or a pace. And if you want to take it up a notch, then you can do this in sort of a running type of a pace like I'm doing here. And you want to aim for about 45, 60 reps and move or work up from that as you progress in your workout. All right, let's get ready to do our second set of the reverse lunge to dumbbell lateral raise. So grab the weights you're going to be using for your second round, keeping in mind whether you needed to go up or down based on your first round. Get your dumbbells ready, and then again, you're stepping back into that reverse lunge as you raise those dumbbells out to each side. Focus on elevating your elbow by using the top part of your shoulder muscle, and then lowering in a controlled motion back down. Keep your core tight as you're doing this, and you're going to be alternating legs. So you're going to lunge backwards with your right leg and then switch to your left leg, and so forth and so on as you use the dumbbells and raise those dumbbells into that lateral raise.
Running that shit.
All right, next up is our second set of the bowler squat. Once again, you're going to stand with your feet slightly wider than hip width apart, and you're going to keep your back straight and your core tight, holding the dumbbell on one end between your legs as you lower down to the ground, coming down as if you're sitting into a chair and squatting down as far down to the ground as you can get, where you're going to try to touch the dumbbell to the ground, and then squeezing your leg muscles to come back up to standing and swinging slightly forward with the dumbbell as you come back into standing, almost as if you're going to try to throw that bowling ball down the lane, but not too big of a swing to where you're arching your back backwards. Now we're coming up on our second set of the dumbbell bicep curls. Make sure you write down your weights and the reps that you did on the previous exercise, and grab your dumbbells, standing with your feet about hip width apart, elbows locked at your waist or at your sides, and then you're going to squeeze your biceps muscles to raise those dumbbells upward, and continuing to squeeze your biceps muscles as you lower the weights back down. You're not going to lower them all the way back down. You don't want to go completely straight. You don't want to relax your bicep muscle completely. So once you get to the bottom of that movement, you're going to start to squeeze your biceps again to raise those dumbbells back up, and repeat this for about 10 to 15 reps. Last exercise of our second round is the double bent over tricep extension. So you're going to hinge at the hips to about a 45-degree angle. Hips are feet are about hip width apart. Your back is straight, your neck's in line with your back, and you're keeping your core tight. You're going to bring the elbows up until they're parallel with your back, and you're going to straighten your arms out, raising the dumbbells toward the back until your arms are straight. Hold at the top for a beat, and then bend the elbows back down in controlled motion to lower the weights back down, and then straighten the arms again to go into your next rep. Aim for about 10 to 15 reps for each set, and make sure you write down the weight used and how many reps you did. starting with the first exercise, which is the step up to dumbbell overhead press. So grab your weights, get ready to go, and get started stepping up onto that step and pressing the dumbbells up overhead, lowering the dumbbells down as you step back off the step. Don't forget to write down how much weight you used and the number of reps that you did after each exercise. Now let's get started with our final set of the single leg deadlift. So grab your heavier weights, get yourself ready to begin your first set. Remember, we're doing this on each side, so each leg separately. Decide if you're going to take the modification with one leg bent and the leg that you're working straight, or if you're going to challenge yourself to do this as a balancing move where you're going to raise the opposite leg back behind you as you lower down on the leg that you're working. Remember to keep your back straight, your core tight, and your neck in alignment with your back as you lower down into the deadlift and bring yourself back up to standing. Go for about 10 to 15 reps on each side.
Why don't you go see your boyfriend?
Yeah, he's got a nice room. You won't have it long. He'll have to call for 7 a.m.
Bad girls make them say wow. 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 I like it, like it. I like it, like it, like it, like that. Bad girls make them say wow. Bad girls make them say wow, wow. Bad girls, bad girls make them say wow. Bad girls make them say wow, 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 wow. Bad girls, bad girls make them say wow. Bad girls make them say what? Bad girls make them say wow. Bad girls make them say yeah. I don't need a boyfriend. Nah. Stop looking. I don't need a boyfriend. Nah. Stop.
All right, let's do our final set of mountain climbers. So get ready in your position or sort of plank position, whether you're doing this on the ground or either on a workout bench or on the step that you're using for your step ups to overhead press. And then decide if you're going to take the modification or if you're going to start with doing the faster paced mountain climbers in sort of a running pace. Another option you have, this is a great opportunity at the last set here to challenge yourself. So you might want to start with the running option, and if you need to lower it back down into the walking pace option, that's something you can do as well. That's a great way to challenge yourself so that you can take it to the next level. All right, third and final set of the first one to dumbbell lateral raise. And again, this is your last set. So ask yourself if you can challenge yourself this time. Go deeper into those reverse lunges. Maybe you can choose a heavier dumbbell to use this round, whatever it might be for you. But make sure you're asking yourself and checking in with yourself whether you can take it up a notch. Again, you're going to do this as an alternating approach. So you're going to step back with your right leg and raise the dumbbells up into that lateral raise. Come back to standing, and then you're going to step back with your left leg, raising the dumbbells into that lateral raise, and then coming back up to standing again. Remember, as always, to keep your back straight, your core tight, and on this exercise, you want to focus on using the top part of your shoulder muscles to bring those dumbbells up and keep your elbows slightly bent. Okay, our third and final set of our boulder squats. Grab your heaviest dumbbell, holding it on one end. Again, kind of imagining that it's like a bowling ball that you're going to hold with both hands and you're going to roll it down the alley. So you're going to get your feet about hip width apart. Keep your back straight, your core tight. Lowering yourself down into a squat, going as deep down into the squat as you can, aiming to touch that dumbbell to the floor, and then swinging it just a tad forward, swinging at your hips a little bit forward as you come back up to standing, as if you're going to roll that ball down the alley. But again, not too extreme of a swing to where you're arching your back or pushing yourself backward. Just a slight swing of the hip as you come up to standing. Okay, last set of your dumbbell bicep curls. Remember, once again, to stand with your feet about hip width apart, keeping your core tight, back straight, locking those elbows at your sides, and you're going to squeeze your bicep muscles to bring those weights up, and then squeezing your bicep muscles to lower the weights down, aiming for about 10 to 15 reps. Make sure you write down the weight you used and the number of reps you did at the end. Okay, congratulations, you have made it to the final exercise of your workout, which is the double bent over tricep extension. Grab those dumbbells, stand with your feet about hip width apart, hinging forward at the hips to about a 45-degree angle, keeping your back straight and your core tight. Bring those elbows up to parallel to your back, and then you're going to extend your arms all the way straight backwards, triceps muscles, holding it for a beat at the top, and then bending at the elbows again to lower those weights back down. And you're going to repeat for about 10 to 15 reps. Don't forget to write down the number of reps you did and the weight that you used, and also take note of the amount of time for doing the workout. Stretching, especially like the backs of your legs, some of the, cross-body shoulder stretches. You can do some overhead tricep stretches and different stretches you prefer. So just make sure you spend a few minutes cooling down, and then if you like, you could also do some moderate cardio to cool down, like spending 5 to 15 minutes just walking at a moderate pace on a treadmill, or something like that. Or you could do some cardio later in the day if you want
for joining